Right, we're going to do a piece now called Mystery Train. This was popularised by Elvis Presley in his Sun Session days. Right then, now on this one we're doing that first riff based on the E chord. We're in the key of E. And we're doing a train rhythm on this. Now we're using hybrid picking again, which is where we use a plectrum and our fingers. You could do it with just your fingers, but you get better attack using the pick. Now the way I do this is like this. I start off by picking string 6 open with my pick. Remember, that means no fingers on it. Then I squeeze strings 5, 4 and 3 together at the same time. Now my pick picks the 5th string, my second finger picks the 4th string, and my third finger picks the 3rd string. So I'm squeezing those 3 strings, 5, 4 and 3 together with the pick and 2 fingers. And as I squeeze them, I hammer the open E chord onto the guitar. So I've got it hovering in the air and down it comes. And that creates the E sound, then the E chord. So we get that effect. I think most of you know what an E chord is by now, but just to remind any, your first finger would be on the 3rd string at fret 1, second finger on the 5th string at fret 2, and your third finger on the 4th string at fret 2. So we get... I should say at the beginning there, when you play that open 6th string, it's a good idea to give it a slight mute by laying the palm of your picking hand just in front of the bridge on the string, as opposed to it like that. You want it. So we get... That's what we're after. Then we place an A major chord on. Now the easiest way to do this is to flatten our 3rd finger over strings 4, 3 and 2 at fret 2. That then gives us the A major. So we're going to go... Now with the A major on, we pick the 6th string with our plectrum, 2nd string with our 3rd finger, then the 4th string with our plectrum again with a downstroke. So it's 6, 2, 4. So when we put that together in slow motion, this is what we get. Again. You need to practice alternating between the E and the A there. You can sit strumming those chords. You could strum the E and flatten to the A like that. And then... Now what we're doing here is a train rhythm. Start off slowly and then try and gain a bit of speed with it, a bit like a steam engine. There is an alternative you can do with that, and I sometimes do this as well, and it's just on the E chord at the beginning. You could start the same way, pick that open 6th string, but instead of squeezing strings 5, 4 and 3, you could squeeze strings 4, 3 and 2 in the same way. Use your pick on the 4th string, 2nd finger on the 3rd, 3rd finger on the 2nd. So that's an option. And then hammer the E chord on, and then switch to the A as before. So here's the first one with strings 5, 4 and 3, and then 4, 3 and 2. It's just a subtle difference there. You can mix mix and match them if you want. Again, slow's the way to go. Right, try and do that 4 times. Then we switch up to the A chord. Now for the A, we're going to place our first finger on the 4th string at fret 5, second finger on the 3rd string at fret 6, little finger on the 2nd string at fret 8. Play it across on the 5th string. And we're going to go like this. We're going to pick string 6 with our pick, and then we squeeze strings 4, 3 and 2 together at the same time, using a pick on the 4th string and fingers 2 and 3 on the other 2 strings, strings 3 and 2. So we get like that. Then it's individual notes, and one after the other. We pick the 6th string with our pick, 2nd string with our 3rd finger, 4th string with the pick. Like that. Then we go. Take all the fingers off except the 1st finger, which remains on the 4th string at fret 5. And what we do now, we squeeze strings 6 and 2 together at the same time. Use the pick on the 6th string and your 3rd finger on the 2nd string. They're both open notes, and as you squeeze them, you hammer your 2nd finger onto the 2nd string at fret 5. Then you pick the 4th string, which is held at fret 5 with your pick. Then your little finger, your 4th finger, goes on the 2nd string at fret 7, and you pick that with your 3rd finger. Then you pick the 6th string again with your pick. Take the little finger off the 2nd string at fret 7 and pick the 2nd string at fret 5. Pick it with your 3rd finger. And then the last note is the 4th string picked with the plectrum again with the pick, which is still held at fret 5. So that section sounds like this. Slow motion. I'll put the 2 bits together there. And the idea is to do it 3 times. You've got to imagine you're on a train ride when you're playing this. Then we return back to our E sequence. 4 times. Then what happens after that is we return back to the A sequence and repeat that 3 times again. And then back to the E sequence 4 times. Right, having returned to the E sequence 4 times in Mystery Train, we then go up to the B7 chord, and we're going to pick it like that. We start off with just a bar at fret 7, that's our 1st finger across all 6 strings. We pick the 6th string with our plectrum, and then we squeeze strings 4, 3 and 2 together at the same time. Use the pick on the 4th string, finger 2 on the 3rd string and finger 3 on the 2nd string, so you squeeze all 3. And then you hammer on the 2 notes that create the B7 chord then. So your 2nd finger comes down onto the 3rd string at fret 8, and your 3rd finger comes down onto the 5th string at fret 9, but they come down together. That would be a B7. So we get, you can hear that. Takes a little bit of practice. Then we pick the 6th string with our pick, followed by the 2nd string with our 3rd finger, and then the 4th string with the pick again. So we get that effect. Then we put our little finger onto the 2nd string at fret 10, and we squeeze the 6th string and the 2nd string together at the same time using our pick and 3rd finger. And as we squeeze those 2 strings, our little finger snaps off the 2nd string at 10, so you get a pull off. So we get. Then we put our little finger back on the 2nd string at fret 9. We pick the 6th string with the pick, and then we pick the 2nd string, which is held at fret 9, with our 3rd finger. So up to there we get. Then we take the little finger off the 2nd string at fret 9 and pick the 2nd string again with our 3rd finger. It sounds to the bar at fret 7 now. And then the last note there is the 6th string, which is still held at 7 with the bar. So in slow motion. That's what we get. And then we just drop it down 2 frets and do the same on an A7. So place the bar at fret 5 now. Strike the 6th string with your pick. Then squeeze strings 4, 3 and 2, which you'll know how to do having done the B7. And hammer 2 fingers on. Your 2nd finger onto the 3rd string at 6 and your 3rd finger onto the 5th string at 7. They both come down together. Then pick the 6th string with a pick, 2nd string with the 3rd finger, 4th string with a pick. Add your little finger to the 2nd string at fret 8. Squeeze that with the open 6th string, or I should say 6th string to the bar at fret 5. So again, use your pick and 3rd finger. Squeeze the 2 and snap your little finger off the 2nd string. Then replace your little finger on the 2nd string at fret 7. Pick the 6th string with a pick and then pick the 2nd string with your 3rd finger. Take the little finger off the 2nd string and pick the 2nd string again with your 3rd finger to the bar at 5. And then the last note is the 6th string at fret 5 where the bar is. So on the A7 it goes. So we've got B7, A7. Back to our E sequence. Again, when you first do this, very slowly to start. Up it a bit. Train was going down the tracks there at the end. Notice I was doing it softer. And a great chord on the end there. If you place, put your 1st finger over strings 5, 4 and 3 at fret 11 and your 3rd finger over strings 1 and 2 at fret 12. It's like an 11. And then play it from string 1 to string 6. Make sure string 6 is open. Eddie Cochran loved that chord. If you've got a whammy arm on your guitar, give it a bit of a shimmer, it sounds great. If you haven't got the whammy arm, press the strings down behind the nut and shake it there. fun.